Okay, you know what time it is. Time for my another edition of my Political Life video blog. And just remember this, as far as we're concerned, that Ron DeSantis removing, you guessed it, yes, Broward County Sheriff, you guessed it, Scott Israel. You know, this guy's a failure. Oh no. And that's why he's not happy at all. Well, good for him. Because over the weekend, cheers arose from the crowd. Yeah. Try to be assembled at the Broward County Sheriff's Office when newly elected Governor Ron DeSantis just been announced it over the weekend that he has to, yes, sign an executive order to suspend Sheriff Scott Israel. Failures never do, haven't you? Well, guess what? Hate to break this to you, but it's so dumb. But anyways, committee over the failures in this Parkland massacre response. Well, guess what? Israel has been excoriated. How many times has everybody knows has been known that it may be considered a failure response to this whole attack, and it took 17 lives in the months of this after this massacre. It was a discovery that the law enforcement has been, you guessed it, many opportunities to comprehend this killer and neglect this to do so. But you guessed it, DeSantis has referred to these failures in his executive order to suspend Israel. Good. Because immediately that's what he tweeted. And you know why? Because he suspended that, I quote this, I am officially suspend Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel for his repeated failures and incompetence. It is an elective of duty. And you see what happens? So this here's the problem. DeSantis over tried to cite and hold the whole reports that the officers has been under attack. Yes, under of Israel's command. It didn't immediately confront the killer as the attack was continuing, because you know why? The whole supporters, you guessed it, has been argued. Yeah, over Israel. Israel with his whole detractors, while they awaited the whole announcement about this one. So, does anybody else know about this one as far as we're concerned about this whole subject of this mess? Well, listen to this from, you guessed it, Scott. Listen to this from Ron DeSantis. DeSantis is 29 minutes.
I'm Governor Ron DeSantis. I apologize for being late. We had some plane trouble today. I have issued an executive order suspending Scott Israel as the sheriff of Broward County.
You see, I told you so.
And I have appointed Gregory Tony as the new sheriff of Broward County. Now
Thank you. That's why he's going to do this. Try to, trashing. You guessed it. Scott is, that's why I told you so. Scott Israel, will you ever learn to do stupid things like this? Great. Anyways, then Sheriff Scott Israel tried to blame the NRA. No. You're the one to blame, Israel. Sheriff Israel. You're the one to blame. Because after 1 year of this tragic massacre, and that's why you know who. Ron DeSantis tried to blame Israel for your stupid. Yeah, that's right. Blame you. Repeated failures and is incompetitiveness. And to be expected, yeah, I guess you're not happy, huh? Too bad. But as a matter of fact, inside this press conference that following DeSantis a huge announcement. Oh, here's your worst nightmare. Sh- Sheriff Israel tried to blame, you guessed it, NRA. You know what that means? Rifle Association for his dismissal. Guess what? Dana Lash has some famous last words for you. And you know why? Because everything else gets civilized about this one. Civilized about this one. And you know what that means according to the Daily Caller. And you know what that means to react this dismissal. Dana Lash. You know her. Host of Dana years ago on the Blaze Television Network. And so is her radio show. And you know why, according to Fox News and Daily Caller, Dana Lash has explained to this whole mess. Everyone pretty much agreed, including the Florida Sun Sentinel, that it took a real move in calling yes for his dismissal, that Scott Israel has to go. I know that Scott Israel, he tried to mask his incompetency previously by calling, yeah, that's right, the NRA, and so on and so on. Because you know the Stoneman Douglas Commission, when they were talking to deputies, that's right, telling to hold deputies and so on and so on. Because in this whole response to Israel over the weekend, that's why you try to blame the Look at this. Look, no. Dana Lash is right. You're the one to blame. Look at this. Get a huge direct message to those families in Parkland victims out there. And now you know what happens. Every time you know it happens is so stupid about this one. Because it could be suspended in thin air. So stupid. Now, you know the moral of my political life video blog story is this. Listen to this foul mouth, yeah. Oh boy. Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel in his own stupid last words. And you know why? Because I cannot believe my eyes and ears about this one. As far as we concern, oh Lord have mercy. Because stupid things that happen. Listen to this for his worst nightmare.
It's not about what occurred on February 14th.
Oh, really?
February 14th. The governor promised as a candidate, well before he had any facts of the investigation, well before the commission even began their work.
Oh.
He merely fulfilled a campaign promise. This was about politics, not about Parkland.
Not about politics, Not about politics. Oh, shut up. You don't know the half of it. Scott Israel, you don't know the half of it. The whole world will never know. According to Tootsie Roll Sitter inside this Tootsie Roll Pop commercial. So stupid. Anyways, that's my political life video blog story, and I'm sticking to it. For now. Scram! Sheriff Israel, get nothing but trash.